Welcome to everyone, and thank you for your presence and your time. And it's beautiful to care for children, to nurture them and to inspire them. And there's no one rule book for bringing up children, yet it's a joy and it's a challenge. So first of all, a big applause to all the parents out there. My hat goes off to you. You're amazing, caring parents. And what I'd like to share with you this evening is just some little tips and ideas to take care of yourself as well. And when we think of children, what do you think of? I think of their joy and their smile and their innocence and their voices, the call for a hug, a reassuring look. And it's such a joy for me, and I'm sure a joy for you too. And there are many, many years when I've enjoyed the very first day at school for children. And the mums and dads it's always mums and dads bring their children to the school on the first day. And they take them into the classroom just to get them settled. And the children are so excited, they're so absorbed. Yet it's the parents who sometimes are a bit sad, maybe have a tear, because they're letting go of their little loved ones for the very, very first time at school. And one of the things I love to do, and I'm going to share this first now, it's the picture frame. I'm asking mums and dads and mums, when did you last look at your children right in the eye and tell them something that they'd love to hear from your heart to their eyes to their heart? Something like this. Wow. Wow. You are such a beautiful, beautiful child. I was so happy when you came into my life, Giggle. And you say kind words. You're unique. You're one out of billions. And I'm always going to take care of you because you're special. You're really special. I wonder, when did you last share that with your child? But more importantly, when did you last share it with yourself? Parents, grandparents, you're amazing because you give and give and give. And sometimes we forget about the beauty that we have inside of ourselves. When children are young and innocent, they give from their heart. And parents do too. And sometimes maybe the law of entropy of the body gets a little bit older, but the beauty inside gets stronger and stronger. When do you take time out every day to say you're amazing? Because you are. And as you are, so are your children. Appreciation and joy and kindness. But one of the roots of living values education is 4 letters, LVRUS. L for feeling loved, R for being respected, U for being, and when you're feeling safe, you can do anything. Do you ever grow up as adults? Or is there always a child inside of you? I believe there's a child in everyone just waiting to get out sometimes. And sometimes when we are doing and doing and doing, we forget to take time out to be and enjoy the child in ourselves. Anne kindly said that I was, for 30 years, very happily working in Northumberland. And my hometown is in Northumberland. And there is a beautiful beach in Northumberland called Bamborough Beach. Beautiful, pristine, golden sands, a beautiful castle. And it was a sunny day, and people were coming to picnic. And not far from me, there was a family arrived, the father, mother, and two boys. The mum settled and she was reading a book in her deck chair. The two children were playing cricket with friends they soon found. Yet, what was the father doing? He was building sandcastles. There's a child in all of us, and however hard he tried, he couldn't invite his children to build sandcastles and the big wall to keep the tide from washing it down. There's a moment of caring for himself. He wants to be a child again with all the responsibilities. So a first question for parents, and there's a deep, deep meaning to this one too. What do you want? What do you wish for your child by the age of 5, 11, or 18, depending how old your child is? What do you want for your child? And what 5 values or qualities would you like your child to have in their heart and their soul by the ages of 5 or 11 or 18, depending on the age of your child or your young or your teenager? Around the world, wherever I've been, I love to ask this question to parents. And there's one common word that you already know in your heart, comes up time and time again. It begins with H, and it's happiness. No academics in there. When they come to school for open evenings and sharing the orientation times, what do you want for your child? I want them to be happy and content and to be successful. There's a beautiful library in Kuwait Library. And I was witness to a beautiful gathering of mothers and fathers. And they were asked the same question. The mother spoke first in a circle about, and they wrote things down. They didn't say anything, they just wrote things down. And then the fathers were invited to come to the front, and the ladies were just behind them to share their views openly by voice. Because there's a temptation for mums and dads to guide children a little bit too much, maybe doing their profession or something they want to be, like a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. And every mum and dad in that gathering said happiness. They didn't know. And when I was working with teachers at the school for a refreshment day, I said, walk away on the sand for an hour and come back and tell me and write, don't tell me, write in the sand your favorite value, what resonates with you as either an educator or a mother or a father. They all chose the same word. It was love. What is it that perhaps we've forgotten inside? And another key question I learned from the ladies and the educators and parents on the island of Zakynthos just this weekend. I'm going to share a little more about their findings about what parents really want. And I'm getting excited to share this with you because there's one word in there I didn't expect. But what's the key to your relationship with your children? What's the key to your relationship with that teenager in front of you? That loving, loving child who you told them when they were born how beautiful they were, with their father's eyes and their mother's lips, the father's hair and the mother's cheek. What is your relationship with your child? Is it love? Is it being sincere? Every parent will find their own way. So please honor yourself, honor your decision. Be clear in your mind what you want to share with your children before you say anything, because once it's out, you can't take it back. There's so much in the world out there which is causing conflict and trouble. You should be secure in your own position, so particularly the teenagers can get some guidance from you of how to navigate it. But never forget you're amazing. when the parents in my journey saying they're out of balance. I want to have balance in my life. I seem to be always running. I seem to be always doing things. And in living values, there are 4 pillars of learning. Learning to know, learning to do, learning to belong, and learning to be. Learning to know, this is the knowledge that we need, how to go shopping, how to drive a car, how to be successful in the knowledge that you're learning for a career, and so on and so forth. And learning to do is how we practically do it and show it. And the parents were saying we're so much better at knowing, but we're always doing. And the pieces missing are belonging and being. When we belong, we are with others in a society, in a culture. And there's a tendency in this day and age to be a little bit more isolated, a bit more fearful of the person next to us. The world lives on interdependence, on holistic nature, on cooperation. And this is a big secret to help mums and dads, because it's okay to care. Yes, it's okay to look after your children, but look after yourselves. And it takes a community to nurture a child. And of course, just be a human being. Time to reflect on you, like a few minutes every morning. So I'm hoping as an introduction there, I really want to strengthen the view that parents, there's no rule book. You're amazing. You each find your own way, which is right for you. You have a bundle of joy in front of you, and that bundle of joy can stay that way if we know how to nurture them, beginning with ourselves. Because as we are, so the children become. And with the most honest and truthful of relationships between parents, between mother and father, and to the child, there's easy conversation. There's nothing hidden. And that makes for a beautiful home and a beautiful communication. So what's the big word? I'm coming to the big word now. What's the real challenge these days? And I was so grateful to these ladies who spoke from their heart of what is the parents really need? And I was surprised. It's a yearning, and it's in one word. And I think you might know the word. And the word is nostalgia. Nostalgia. I didn't expect that at all. So I started asking questions. That what is nostalgia? It's remembering things that we've forgotten. We've forgotten the way that our parents made us grow as children. We've forgotten the way our grandparents nurtured us. We've forgotten these ways. And I asked, well, what's the root meaning of nostalgia? They said nostos, algos. Nostos meaning a desire for something back, which is like in a home. And I read that as being the home of ourselves, of who we are and what we are. But algos is translated as emotional pain. And they were so eloquent in explaining to me, said, Peter, mums and dads are so busy, but we yearn for stability. We yearn for clarity. There's constant change. Almost like a yearning for the good old days. And I said, well, is there another word for the home of yourself, to know yourself? And if you know yourself, you know your child. If the child knows themselves, they know you. And they said the word is nostemon. Nostemon, which also means delicious. I didn't know that. And when there's something delicious in front of us, we'll be happy to eat it. So what is the secret behind this word that they found, nostalgia? How did it come about, I asked. Why do you need nostalgia? LVRUS, they've been 10 years with Living Values. S, when we're safe, we're okay, but we're not safe. We feel insecure. We feel misunderstood. At times we don't feel valued. Of course, the love is there, but there's so much confusion through speed of change, a low confidence, and stress of change, many distractions, unknown and media, financial worries, and it went on. But it's not just one nation, it's every nation. It's not just the United Kingdom and the stresses that are there now. There's a way out of this. And there's a way out of it it comes with hope, like Pandora's box. Everything goes out and there's hope in the bottom. So what did they recommend? And there's nothing new here, but I hope it'll help you to be the caring parents that you are, to see new ways and complementary ways in which you can help you feel better, your home feel better, and your lives feel better. The first thing they said was, in this day and age, there's loss of nature. I stretched my head. Loss of nature? They said, yes. We don't play outside as much as we used to. Like that gentleman playing on the beach, building sandcastles, and the children playing cricket. And I asked them, well, when did you go for a walk in a forest? It's a forested island where I was. They said, I think maybe a couple of years ago. But around the world, particularly in Ireland, there's this notion of forest bathing. And the forest bathing is just to go and to enjoy the scent of the wood, scent of the air. And maybe to be on carrier mats in a clearing in the wood and just stare up at the canopy of the wonder of nature. And to understand that in every wood there is a mother tree. And the mother tree looks after all the other trees through the root system. And if one tree isn't feeling well somewhere in the wood, the mother tree comes to know, and the whole forest comes together to support that tree. What a metaphor, what a truth that is. Because we can't do things alone now. And what the parents on Zakynthos have come up with is Parents Together Group. And I'll come to that shortly, as a way forward to help us not just be the caring parents that we are, but to be able to express ourselves in many, many different ways. And I asked them, well, they live on an island, they have the beach. I said, when did you last go down and smell the ozone? Every day, they said. I said, good. And they had these rosy cheeks. And the oxygen revitalizes the body. They're not stuck indoors, not in the four walls, which tends to be a tendency, in particularly in my part of the world this last summer. I was asking some people at one of the local places I go to, what's the pulse like of people now in Hexham? That's near to my town. And I said, they're frightened to go out, and they're frightened to enjoy life, and they need company, they need support. Come back to that moment. And the lady said, we need to start using our hands more. It might be even cooking in the kitchen with your children, but to give something that way, and it builds this harmony and learning and teaching, because parents are the children's first teachers. Or go outside and plant a tree, or look after plants, water them, take care of them. And I put into a little story here because I like stories, and it's a famous one from the Kuwait American School. The grade 6 children, the about year 7 in English system, and I think it's S8 in the Scottish system. They got 2 trays of compost and put it on one windowsill, and they put in tomato seeds, and they added water, just threw it on one tray, and they poured the other water on with love and kindness, and said to the seeds, please, will you grow with kindness and grow with love? And the Stoics in the school and the left brain thinkers thought these children were crazy. They thought I was crazy. But after a while, the tomatoes had grown. And where they'd been thrown on, the tomatoes were small. But where they were loved, the tomatoes were larger. They were nurtured with kindness, the values way, the values approach. And so we asked these 11-year-olds, what's your conclusion? And one of them said, just be nice to us. We are mainly water. Be nice to us and we'll grow. Be kind. Give us LVRUS. Walk your talk, which we did. And then a very bright young lady said, but the earth is primarily water. If we take care of the earth and the water, the earth will get better. By being in nature, we connect with nature. We hug a tree, we hold a tree, and we come to understand ourselves and our interconnectedness. They also said, and we're becoming lost in the virtual world. And to be caring parents, I know you are very mindful of how much time your youngsters stay on these things. Remember, it's not the person. And to limit this at meal times, particularly before you go to sleep. Otherwise, the radioactivity in your mind gets so busy. And they said that in the island complex, there's some children are becoming dependent on this thing and not the computer in their head. So to care, back to respect the person, by all means use the IT. We need it, like now for Zoom. It's a great tool. It's not the person, but it helps to communicate. And one lady said it can break the child. There's one child who will do nothing but look at the screen. And my heart has been going out for the last year to youngsters who've been glued to a screen for 6 hours a day. It's not the person. And then one lady, or was it a gentleman, he said, but Peter, there's the COVID effect. COVID effect? What's the COVID effect? Because it's affected people in so many ways. They said children are stuck in the same episode. I said, excuse me, the same episode? What do you mean, episode? They said, imagine a child from year 3 is now into year 5. Yes. They had homeschooling with Zoom for year 4. Yes. Why then the same episode? They said it's like watching a soap program. If you watch a soap program in year 3 and ignore it for a year, and then rejoin it again in year 5, you've missed the plot in the middle. And what they're sharing now is that the behavior of children is stuck in year 3, and they're coming to year 5 stuck in year 3 behaviors and temperaments. Why? They haven't had social interaction. So the educators there and the parents are working together to create this dialogue between children to make their behaviors more mature. I hadn't heard of that before, and it was a big help to me. So mums and dads, you're so caring. But do talk to your children. And it was Diane Tillman, who is the primary author of the Living Values materials and programs. And she was saying that love is the greatest, listening is the greatest form of love. And to listen to children, to understand them. And as we listen, we understand their way of life as well. And this is where relationships and communication come in. Like I was in the supermarket just the other day, and it was just beep, 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 and they gave me the bill and I paid my money. And there's one time in Kuwait, I went to my shopping after school at 4 o'clock, and the lady was on the till, and I smiled and I said, thank you so much for what you're doing today. And she said, didn't know my name. She said, what's your name? I said, Peter. I said, Peter, you're the first person that's spoken to me today. Wow. Whenever I go shopping now, I always talk to the person who's on the till. A little something to brighten their day. The computer, the screen isn't the person. It's not the energy. You're hearing my voice, you may see my face, but I can't read your energy. And this is the missing bit. So for parents, again, listen to the energy of your child, but more importantly, back again, to the energy of yourself. Take time out each day for you. You're so busy because you love your children to bits. You'll do anything for them, 24/7, up all night. When they're ill, you're there for them. But a secret we're all discovering is that early morning, before the start of the busy day, just find yourself a quiet corner, maybe just for 5 or 10 minutes. Have a glass of water or a cup of tea or coffee or whatever you wish. And just reflect on the beauty of who you are. And to create the parent together group. This is a suggestion you may wish to run with in your own little communities. This is where no one is an island, because we're all interdependent on one another. And mothers and fathers tend to meet at the gate. And in Kuwait, it tends to be the mothers who bring the children in the morning and the fathers who collect them in the evening. I see a great closeness in families. And that's a great strength to the children who've got big cheeks because they get kissed so much. But what the group on Zakynthos did was everyone was an equal. It's hard for one person to change, but they created their own agendas. It wasn't like someone would come in and facilitate something. They gathered, there was a facilitator, yes, to get the questions rolling. But what do you want to talk about? What matters to you? What matters to you as a person? What matters to you as a father? What happens to you as a mother? What do you care about? What are you stuck with? How can we help one another? And they revisit their aim, their agendas every month, the start of every month. They meet once a week, 6 o'clock, and it's rare to go home by 9 because they want to talk. They want to be heard. As a child wants to be listened to, we are the children too. We need to be listened to. So I hope that's helpful. And 2 things they came up with was write a story with your child. Simple things. Caring parents can do that. Write a story with your child. And you can put in your own words and your own inflections. And the other one was to create a motto for the day. Something different, a change of routine. For example, I will be joyful. I will smile more. And just live it for the day over the breakfast table. And then out they go. And just change these morning routines. And it's okay to show your vulnerability. We all have that. We all have that. What else can I share with you? Your presence. This is my favorite when I'm meeting with parents. Your presence matters to a child. Your presence matters in the family. Who you are, your energy means so much. It's comforting, it's reaffirming, it's insightful, it's intuitive. It's a reflective mirror of yourself when you meet other people. And at best, there's a radiance from you. It's felt. If and when mums and dads make this stronger, children feel it. Because in silence, your presence speaks in silence, your aura speaks, the atmosphere you carry with you. And to be there for your child and to be available, a gentle, towering strength, and what else to soften the resistance to move on. But as you're giving it to your children, you give it to yourself. I'm sure you're picking up a theme here now. I'm sharing with you things you can share with your children because you are doing for them, of course. You love them and care for them, and one day they'll fly the nest, and that's when it gets tough. But are you taking time for yourself? Because as you are, your children feel it. They model it on you. You are the living example. It's like an invisible embrace, whether in the classroom if you're a teacher or at home. Just to be there is enough. Imagine when you go home and you sit down, wow, what a day that was. You're in the comfort of your sofa or your bedroom, your favorite drink or whatever it is, and a conversation. How was your day today? What did you learn new today? And in sound and silence, your voice, your voice is the first musical instrument, or a voice speaks in its tonality and its inflection, and it speaks with feeling. So your presence, your actions, your presence precedes all that you do. Whatever you're thinking, what's in your mind, things you're going to give to your children, it is felt. It's all about LVRUS, feeling loved and valued, respected, understood, and safe. I'd like to share for just maybe in the 5 minutes, and then I'll invite questions. One of my favorite things I love to do is to hold up a diamond. I'll hold it a bit closer to the screen there. And the diamond's got two parts to it. There's a top part and there's a bottom part. Or there's a top part and a bottom part, depending how you look at it. This part is all the roles that you do each day. It might be a mother, a father, a teacher, an educator, a driver, a shopkeeper. But hidden underneath is the inside of you. And this is where all your values live. And your values are yours of your own choosing. You can't impose them on you because they're already there. It's just a case of bringing them out and nurturing them. So one of the things reflection can do is focus on one value that you really love. It could be love, or something you want to work on, maybe patience, because we all need patience when things go a little bit strange. But the secret is, whatever is your role, live it by your favorite value. Today, I'm sharing with you, and I'm doing it with love because I'm so passionate about caring, and giving is so much. But I do always take time out for myself as well to take care. The second story about the reason behind taking care is an assembly I love to do at school and around the world with children. Imagine at the front, all the children in front of you, and teachers usually at the side. And I ask them, what makes you happy? What brings you joy? And the microphone goes out to the children and they say, it's always mummy first, by the way, Dad, it's always mummy first. Mummy, daddy, aunt, uncle, grandfather, grandparents, my teachers, my nieces, my cousins, my brothers, my sisters. They don't often talk about material things, but every now and again you get, I love hot chocolate and I love teddy bears and motorbikes and that kind of thing. Then I asked them not to speak out, but think what's troubling you. What bothers you to not be happy? We bring out a waste bin and put it right in front of all the children. The little 3-year-olds carry it out, the big, these big black bins with the big black liners. And I say, crunch up in your hand imaginary paper, and whatever it is, throw it into the bin, and we're going to throw it away and not have it anymore. The little ones, the innocent ones, your children, when they're little innocents, throw nothing in the bin. From the ages of 2, when they start school, because they go up to 18 now, the 3, 4s, and some 5, some start to throw the odd thing in, like falling out with a friend. But as you move towards the older children, they throw in more. And who throws in most? You know. Of course you know. It's the teachers and the adults and the parents. And I asked this question. To me, I've thought about this for many, many moons, much time. What is it? What is it that makes you have this sadness to throw away? What's the trigger when you lose your innocence? That innocence of a child. And I think we might have an answer. Someone says you aren't good enough. And the innocence is lost in a second. The child then becomes trying to please something. An example could be a child draws a picture of a nice hillside and some animals, and it's a nice lovey-dovey picture. And it's shown to someone and they say, oh, I would have put the sun here. I would have put a rainbow there. And immediately the child thinks, that wasn't good enough. That innocence is lost. There's a trick to get the balance between giving in knowledge and respecting the child as they grow and grow and grow. So yeah, the waste bin story. And one of the most touching things that I witnessed was on the island of Mauritius. And I think really I need to close my sharing with you now after 40 minutes. Of course, you're amazing. You're 1 out of 8 billion mums and dads and mums. Individually, you are amazing. You're rare. You're beautiful just the way you are. You got a gift that nobody else can give away. Here it is again. You got a gift that nobody else can give away, mums and dads, and those who are listening tonight. You're unique. You are special. Your energy will be felt by others around you. Your smile is warming. Your eyes are giving. Your mouth is a vehicle for words. What did I find in Mauritius that I'm carrying still to this day in a great memory? It was nighttime. And the youngest child in the family was going to go to sleep. They put him into his bed about 8 o'clock at night. He's about 5, 6 years old. And all the family gathered around the bed, some in chairs and some just sitting on the mattress. Dad was there, Mum was there, an older brother and older sister. And they asked the little boy, how's your day gone today? Shared all the good things. Was there anything that troubled you? Shared some troubles. So how can you feel now to let those troubles go away? What can we do together? And they found the answer, and the boy slept in peace. But everyone shared. The mother, the father, the older brother, the older sister, all shared. It was togetherness. That was care. That was caring parents. And they're parents of the other children as well. So to all of you, care for yourself first. Love yourself. You're unique. You're amazing. Be aware of your presence, your thoughts, and share the best with your children. Let them discover things themselves. But embrace LVRUS and be